Hello! Happy Monday Fun Day, everybody. How was the weekend? How was that full moon? How is your energy? I don't know the date, I just know it's Monday. So, let's see. I have been channeling some interesting things and just remembering to stay present. So I think that is the most important thing right now that I can come up with, is just being in the here and now. That is a very glorious feeling to have if you're just in the here and now. You're not thinking about what needs to happen or what already happened. You're just in the here and now, and you can actually see the higher self that you're becoming, and you can embody that frequency. And just by being in the here and now and focusing on that frequency, it just brings it to you. You know, you don't have to really do anything other than just embody that frequency, and then things just naturally start falling into place, and it gives you a level of confidence and understanding and clarity. Your clarity gets so pristine. That's the one thing that I've been experiencing more than ever. My clarity is just sharp. When you start aligning in that frequency, things start to really become so clear and obvious and just natural. It just becomes natural. When you surrender and you just allow and you no longer resist, and it's like that experience of the path of least resistance. You start moving in the direction of everything that starts making sense. And you start really just manifesting from that space, powerful, integrated, energetic, coherent experience. And then just get out of the way and watch what unfolds. It's crazy. It's awesome. Okay? So that is what I've been experiencing. The path of least resistance, you guys. Moving in the direction of what makes sense and getting really clear about what that means. Getting really clear about it's when you stop questioning, is this what I should be doing? You just know. It becomes a knowing. You're no longer concerned about what should I be doing, because you start to trust that this is the path that you should be traveling on. Everything seems to come to you in that particular way. You know, I've been having these conversations with people about what happened in my brick and mortar business. And I think about it. I don't try to think too hard. Try not to think too hard. That's the other thing. Just allow thoughts to naturally come in. And then things get really easy. But one of the things that was there for me is that I was resistant to the whole experience and the way that it unfolded for a variety of reasons. There were things that happened rather quickly in the beginning that made sense and that I should be traveling on that path. But there were things that happened along the way that made me rethink the way that I was doing it. So that's, you know, like, I still want to be a contribution and have this and to have the kind of platform to share my knowledge and information and insight around cooking and food and cannolis and Italian food and the whole thing. But the way that I was doing it wasn't in alignment with what I really wanted to be doing. And that becomes more and more evident, and you start to discern as you start to see the frequency when you start to feel the frequency that you're becoming, things start to become so clear and evident. So just being in that space, you guys, is a really, really vibrant, powerful space. It's natural. It gives you a natural level of confidence. It's awesome. All right, so let's see. Lots of shuffling, lots of talking. Sorry. Root chakra, yes. Compassion, sacral. Wow. Okay, so because you've been able to get really grounded And because there is a sense, a feeling that you have everything you need, when you can embody that frequency, that you need nothing, you want for nothing, and that all of your needs are met, that you have everything you need in order to be happy, to be in a space of joy, to be on this earth plane. When you have that frequency, not necessarily having all of the things that you actually want. Like, I want a new car. I've been driving the same car since 2004, y'all. My Pontiac Vibe I got when I was in graduate school. I drove it off the lot brand new. I've been driving that car. That is one of the most valuable assets that I have made a decision to have for myself, because it has carried me all this way. It has been a vehicle, literally, for transformation to happen in my life. I used that car as collateral to get a loan to open my business because I paid it off. Anyways, the point is that even though I want a new car, I don't need a new car. That car will continue to carry me. It is in perfect condition. I mean, relatively speaking. Other than the few dings and, dents that's occurred along the way. The point is, when you get grounded in a space where everything you have is within you, and you can trust yourself and know that you need nothing, and that all of your needs are fulfilled, and that everything that you need to accomplish your goals are within the tool belt that you wear, it gives you a level of understanding and clarity, and it allows you to develop a level of compassion for yourself and for the world around you. You're just open. Your heart is open. You're seeing things. You can really just be divine. You can be connected in a space of unconditional love, and then flow just happens. You're just being one with the frequency of source. And that really is what is, for me, the journey. That's the purpose to the journey, to be one with the consciousness, to be one with the source, to be one with the collective, that we're all connected, we're all interconnected, and that when we can really feel safe to be who we are, then we feel safe enough to align in that frequency, and we can just be free to be. And that we don't have to, the thought of, no other thought will really, the conflicting thoughts will just give us the clarity that we need for the contrast that we're seeing in that space. So we know that contrasting energy just gives us the wherewithal to see the clarity that we need to continue to align in the frequency of that higher vibration. And in that space, then we can really use that to, it supports our ability to flow with our desires, and it stimulates creative power to manifest success and abundance. It just gives us a solid platform to continue to manifest from, because our desires have been, it just continues to align us with our desires, what we want, okay? Not necessarily what we need, because we have everything we need, but what we want to continue to create for ourselves. It gives us creative power to manifest success and abundance. Okay? That's beautiful. Beautiful energy, you guys. This is awesome. This is like really, you have done so much work to get to this point. You're at this jumping off space for something like massive unfolding. You're like there. You have worked so hard to get to this point, and it's happening. And you're at the point where you're just the tipping point. You're at the tipping point. So good for you. You have come a long way on this journey. So let's see, where are we headed here with this? Strength, Ace of Wands, Five of Wands, Four of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. Love the Nine of Pentacles. All right, so you're really being inspired to overcome a lot of the external noise. And you might be contemplating your next step forward, but it's happening in a way that gives you really empowered confidence to continue to move forward in a really stable space, so that you can really use your resources to create freshness, to create newly. After there's been a lot of, like I said, this has been a very long journey. And now you're seeing so clearly the patterns, the frequencies, the things, all of the things that bring you up and all of the things that hold you down. And you have to continue to release and let go of all of that frequency, all of the misalignment that isn't corresponding with the path of least resistance. So as you continue to awaken to this experience, getting anchored in your heart, coming and operating from that space, after the work that you've done on getting grounded and in alignment with your true desires, gives you the momentum to continue to move forward with rigor. Like I said, you're at the tipping point. This is the tipping point, and you haven't been able to see things that have the things that have blocked your abundance, and things that have caused you strife, but you're awakening to that now. That's shifting. You're actually overcoming all of the noise in the external world by really holding yourself back in a space where you're really just focused. When you're holding onto your own resources, when you're holding onto your own energy, by pulling yourself out of the noise, creates the space, the wherewithal for you to really have this new inspiration to continue to journey forward into the awakening. So that is the best possible outcome. Yes, that's awesome. So what are we still working on here? What is still getting worked out? Collaborating on the work is you're still working through, you're still doing the work. That's great. That's what's still, you're still focusing on the plan. That's it. You're just keep doing that. Keep doing that. I heard this thing today about it just will keep getting easier and easier as you continue to do the work. Okay. And that, then there's just going to be this offering of something lovely and beautiful and fresh, because you've really worked on learning some new ways of thinking and being. You've been open to new thoughts about how this could go for you. There's been a complete shift in your perspective now on how you see things related to the past, and how now you have, because of that, you now see all these new opportunities, all these new experiences. Which way do you want to go? It's cause for a celebration. But right now, that's not what your energy is not in that. I'll pull a few more cards, but your energy is really in the working mode, which is where you should be. That it seems to me that if this is resonating, if this message is resonating, by you continuing to do the work, by you continuing to plant the seeds, focus on the options, by you continuing to pull yourself back from the noise and overcome that noise, that which exists around you, by really being anchored in a space of new inspiration, because you've been really listening to yourself and contemplating what direction do you want to move in, by really getting yourself grounded and knowing that you have everything you need to be safe, to create and align yourself with the desires that you have wanted to manifest for yourself. And by really holding yourself back and not, putting too much out there, is giving you the space to have this really powerful, fresh, inspired opportunity to awaken to what your heart desires. So there's some divine timing at play where things are coming together for you to really step into this really passionate entrepreneurial energy and learn some really new things about how to have creative endeavors. Okay? This is awesome. I mean, it could be that divine timing is at play for things to come together in relationships, partnerships, things that you love, things that you're learning about, things that make you money. Like, really, there's really good, fresh, beautiful energy that you're awakening to. So this is really awesome. As you know, we're in the Leo season. This is it. This is it, you guys. This is beautiful Leo, vibrant, abundant frequency energy. Okay, let's see. What do the animals want to say to us? Because I'm talking. Okay, so because you've been willing to go, you've done the contrasting difficulties. So this has been a long road, and it hasn't been easy. And then in the face of challenge, you've been able to use that as a contrast to leverage you forward and be okay with not knowing, because you know that what's going to unfold is just lovely. So even though it hasn't necessarily presented itself in the shape and way that you have been dreaming it into existence, you have been able to ground yourself in the knowing of that it is going to happen. And so you can embrace the in-between of where you are and where you're headed. And that then gives you the wherewithal to know that what's happening now is only going to fortify the manifestation in the future. You know that this is what's happening now, and that that by being in that frequency of the future, you know that is what is unfolding. So that's a really beautiful place to be, okay? It's a really evolved version of your mindset. So congratulations. Keep doing the work. I hope you guys had a message in this reading for you. I hope you have a good rest of the day. Either way, I wish you well, and I'll see you soon.